then the lady over there.
Thank you. I just have a question to this side of the panel. Thanks a lot for explaining your views. But there is one important question, which is you're saying Sharia as a value system. And when you stated some of the facts of freedoms and anti-corruption and fighting against things that are illegal or unlawful, you are kind of neglecting the fact that these are also universal human rights. And universal human rights are endorsed by all countries, regardless of the religions, regardless of whatever orientation they come from. And if this is what also is Sharia is endorsing, and that's something I believe in, then why you want to stick to only using Sharia as the value system? Why just don't open it for everyone?
Why not use Sharia as the reference that actually guarantees these values? Why not? We are proud of our Islam and we believe.
I'll tell you why, if I may.
Yes.
Simply because using the religious text as your reference makes it open for different interpretations, and we are not sure how the common interpreter will interpret it in the way that we really want or in the most moderate way. But having a clear rule of law,
you're contradicting yourself.
No, I'm not. No, having the rule of law means that we can change in it. I mean, we can edit it easily. We can change it according
Sharia or not for Sharia. I can't understand.
I accept Sharia as a set of values that regulates our social life, but
I'm sorry to interrupt you, both of you. Let's take Sharia out of the equation and just mention it as universal rights for everyone. Because this is, again, endorsed by every religion and every human being, that they want to have their freedoms. The most important thing are two things. Enforced rule of law in a country like Egypt, we have a lack of rule of law from all aspects, from everywhere. And the number two thing is just be open to the idea that our constitution, put it on the side, look at the legal framework that we work within. You have Sharia applied on the personal status laws for Muslims. Christians, they have their own laws. And you have the other laws that are governed by Anglo-Saxon or French laws. So if you want to apply Sharia, then you have to apply take it all or leave it all.
I have to disagree. I simply have to disagree, simply because I would argue that the current Egyptian state, the current Egyptian laws do not contradict Sharia. They hardly contradict Sharia. No. They do not contradict Sharia. Banks are controversial, and that's the point. That's
we can't hear you. Please take the mic.
Criminal law does not contradict Sharia?
It does not.
How?
It does not.
Give me one example.
Give me one example of contradiction.
You cut the hand of someone that you.
There's something called Zaman Shubha, and there's something called
Exactly. So which means that, for instance, one of the big names in Islam, Umar ibn al-Khattab, stopped using such laws when there was 1 year of
which
no
is not a violation of Sharia.
Again, so I think it's very important to differentiate between a religious leader on one side and a politician on the other side. There is a very important point. There is a mix between some sheikhs and people who always put Prophet Muhammad, for instance, and does not accept the idea of differentiating between him as a prophet and him as a political leader.
I totally
this is one. Number two, if you manage, to do an independent religious institutions, I think all of us will benefit. Muslims, Christians, everyone.
Okay, I'm not said that.
Well, I mean, to Sundus and Ibrahim, we all have to admit that the whole country is in, there is a big fear. And this is what is all about what comes first, constitutional or election first. And we have seen what have been going on, you know. It's all about sort of that they are a bit scared of who is going to write the next constitution. It's all related to those, let's say, Islamic or let's say religion parties, and everyone is scared of this. Moderate Muslims and even Christians, of course. So we have to admit the fact that there is a big, I would say, debate going on in the country because of this big issue. People are scared, and since we are building this new Egypt, we all have to somehow come close to an understanding.
Sanders, yes.
I don't think everyone is scared from political Islamic movements. I think those who mostly are scared are those who are actually political opponents to these Islamic movements, and evidence is the result of the last referendum, where the vast majority of voters actually chose the same choice which the Islamic movements in Egypt chose. So this means that the majority of Egyptians are not scared.
You don't think some of them were blackmailed into it by being told it was their religious
Some
duty?
of them, but I don't think the majority were misled, because I trust the Egyptian people, and I trust the Egyptian people can make a decision and can make a choice. If you're underestimating the Egyptian people, I don't think this is politically smart.
Okay, all right,
They will not
all
go
right.
for
You made your point. You made your point. I'm going to move to a question, a lady in the fourth row there.
Thank you. So I want to dispute the notion that you cannot have, for example, national cultural values in a society, but for example, without having a religious society, with having a secular society. For example, in America, you stress the notion of Judeo-Christian values, but you have a completely secular government. I'm not saying that Egypt should adopt the same system as we have there is in America, because I believe that Egypt should have a system that's based
Okay, you're
on,
coming to a question.
Sorry. Okay. Anyway, I'm agreeing that we can have cultural, our national cultural heritage values in the system, but I don't agree. How can you say that, for example, the Muslim Brotherhood, when you have so many different opinions inside within the Muslim Brotherhood, when you have people saying one thing and then you have another person saying another thing, when they say that no, it's haram.
Okay, isn't that healthy to have different opinions inside a political party?
It's not healthy when people are saying, they are claiming that they want the society before the revolution.
So that's not
But
healthy.
after the
I don't want to
revolution-
speak for your party. You can speak for your
I
party.
think
Let me
it's
just
healthy
finish
to
my
have this
sentence.
diversity in the Brotherhood, and this diversity is actually there in any other political party, and we have seen about 5 parties emerging from the Muslim Brotherhood that are adopting a peaceful democratic politics, and I believe this is something that is actually positive about the Brotherhood and about any political movement to take this peaceful.
Okay, all right. I'm going
One
to take
statement,
a,
I just want to ask him about one statement, because one statement
yeah,
that
okay, there are
Muslim
I'm sorry, there's so many people who had questions. You've had quite a long time. Gentleman with the injured hand.
Well, my question is also for the people against the motion. You guys said, I'm going to quote both of you, it was individual acts of abusing religion from Mr. Sunnah, and you said these individual acts of abusing religion were instrumentalization, or an act of instrumentalization of you, like I'm quoting you, Ibrahim, but I seem to think that they weren't really individual acts, they're Alexander. And then where I live, before the prayers, there were flyers being handed out with Muslim Brotherhood logos on it in Zamalek, in Masr Jadida, in Madinat Nasr, in Ma'adi, down in Halwan, in Qura. So
There were flyers, but were all these flyers
individual acts,
for
they're
religious
saying
reasons?
haram and kada kada kada, and they're saying naam. Why is it not? Why is it right to say naam, and why is it haram to say no? And the individual acts that were Allah. Okay, there are
Sorry, please finish.
The problem is, my problem with the Muslim Brotherhood, they have a lot of good ideas, but they are usually inconsistent 90% of the time. You'll come out with a statement, retake it back, and on and on and on and on, and that happens every time. So, and regarding the question before, you said that yes, diversity in a political party is good, but when the thing that unifies you, which is religion, when there's diversity in that contradicts the usual, when the diversity is contradictory and it comes in the point of unity, then there's a problem.
Okay, Ibrahim, yes,
I probably have more problems with the Brotherhood than you do. But the only thing is that we're not discussing the brotherhood at the moment. So I think that we're deviating from the topic at hand by discussing the brotherhood. But I'm trying,
But we are discussing people's fears about religious
Well,
beliefs.
assurance.
yes,
What are the
which are to a great extent, or at least partially, mean legitimate. But that's beside the point.
You agree that those fears are legitimate?
Some of the fears are legitimate, but the way they are handled makes them even worse, because we are in a population where, again, as I said, more than 90% of the people support Sharia.
But
and if you are challenging that, just let me, please give me time to complete this. The real support for the brotherhood is 15%. So if you are challenging the brotherhood in terms of policy by accepting the religious framework of reference of the state, their power is 15%.
Okay, do you want to come back on
challenging
this?
them in terms of identity, their power is 90%, so you lose.
Let the question out.